Hi everybody and welcome back to the VGC Casters Cup. I'm David Partington of the Winchester Mercrows, and for week 1 here, I am up against none other than Sierra Dawn herself. Now, looking at that matchup, it's a little bit scary, not gonna lie. So Sierra was in Season 1 as well as I was, but we were actually in opposite divisions, so we never actually got to face each other. So really excited to see how she plays out today. Now, if you watch the team builder, you'll see that I've came up with a rain team. And just so happens that we're going to be up against a sand team / snow team. Either way, both of those modes are a little bit scary for me, to be honest. So in her S tier picks, she's got the Golden Go and she's got that Ogerpon Wellspring, both of which I really have to respect. And in A tier, we've got an Arcanine, for instance, that's pretty good too. And some solid Bs as well, and that's Snorlax, Hippowdon, Corviknight. But of all of that, I'm actually really scared of the Glaceon, if anything. That's a D tier Pokemon. Even without Vulpix's support here, because with access to Freeze Dry, I mean, look at my team. It does not look well resisted, let's say. Thundurus, Politoed, Ludicolo, Dreadnought, Crocodile, all take super effective damage from it. And that also makes any Terra, Grass, Water, Dragon, Ground, Flying also quite problematic. And I actually don't have a lot of ways to hit it for super effective damage, believe it or not, even though it's an Ice type. So, there's a lot to think about here. She's got a Trick Room mode as well in that Duosion. She's got the Sand Sweeper in that Lycanroc and Houndstone. She can spam Hypnosis with Yanma, damage control, or even just anything else with Arcanine because it can do so many things. Trick Room Sweep with Snorlax. Yeah, only to name a few. So, let me show you how I answered, well, hopefully some of this. But number 1 Pokemon, my S tier, of course I've got to bring Thundurus. And no, I haven't forgot to give it an item. It doesn't have an item, intentionally. So, of all the items I could pick for week 1, no item I felt was best here. And that's because, as you can see, I really wanted acrobatics. Now, being Thundurus, and so it's being electric and flying type, it can hit Ogerpon Wellspring for super effective damage, whether it terras or doesn't, which is what I really wanted here. Now, if it is a really physically bulky Ogerpon, it can survive those attacks, but then it's not going to be as offensive or as fast as well. So at least, just in case it goes max speed to try and speed tie with Froslass, for instance, I have gone max speed just to ensure that I know I'm always going to be outspeeding that Ogerpon. I just want to make sure I can. And yeah, the 2 stab moves of choice are pretty good overall across the board as well. Good into Corviknight too, and acrobatics is obviously good for punishing any Terra Grass that could come out, which is a potential. I've also gone for Terra Electric as well. It's a really nice Terra, just because it can remove all of Thundurus's weaknesses and also boost up its Wild Charge, which is also really nice. And maintains resistance to Make It Rain, for instance, too. Taunt as well, to kind of just shut down a few kind of setup or Trick Room, or if it's, I don't know, Stockpile Hippowdon or Hypnosis Yanma. Just having that extra little utility I thought would be really nice. The base points, I made this a while ago because I knew I wanted to bring this set, so I was really struggling to think of actually what they did. But I'm pretty sure the defense is there to take on an intimidated Stone Edge from Lycanroc Day. Yes. And the rest of the attack is basically for all some common spreads that Ogerpon might run in terms of damage. So, it's Thundurus. Supported with Excalibur. So, this is a very interesting set, and I'm very scared of Ogerpon Wellspring. It matches up quite well into my team. And you wouldn't think... I'm hoping this catches Sierra off guard, in that Excalibur does get access to Freeze Dry, but not with my special attack, but with Life Orb, and with 36 special attack base points, it can actually one-hit KO a max HP Ogerpon. So, I'm hoping I can really pull that off. That would be so hype. And so it's a mixed attack, obviously. It kind of works out nicely because Glaive Rush, you kind of want to be moving last in the turn so that you aren't getting hit straight after using it when you have that weakness, that Glaive Rush, that secondary effect that it has, where you suddenly take double damage from everything. So actually being slow here is not the worst thing in the world. It just hits everything just for really good damage. Obviously, Free Strike is there for Ogerpon, but otherwise, no other ice coverage. It's a little bit scary. But what I do have is Terra Electric, which is great defensively, and with Terra Blast. So if the Ogerpon does choose to go for the Terra, I have a physical Terra Electric Terra Blast. So you can see both Thunderous and Excalibur are there to try and one-hit KO as well to spring in or out of Terra. And that's the downside of using Ogerpon, isn't it? You know what Terra it's going to be here. So I know I can prep for that. It's still really strong. Anyway, Protect, and yeah, as I say, Glaive Rush with Life Orb does lots of damage, getting a lot of one-hit KOs across the board. Next up is Crocodile. Crocodile looks amazing here, honestly. I mean, look at just Dark and Ground coverage generally across Sierra's team. It looks really strong. Now, I'm not actually necessarily expecting Arcanine here, because I'm a Rain team. But Clear Amulet will block Intimidate, obviously. But what I'm more certain of coming is actually Corviknight. So obviously, if Intimidate goes into Mirror Armor, it's going to reflect the Intimidate back. But Clear Amulet will be there to then stop that mirrored back Intimidate. So Crocodile can still have the offense that I definitely wanted to have. So with Earthquake, it hits a lot of Pokemon for really good damage and gets around the redirection that Ogerpon can provide. So I can hit Golden Go, I can hit Arcanine, all the damage I want to do. Knockoff, really strong here too. Generally into Snorlax, to say knock off a berry, Golden Go obviously. Corviknight deny any setup, for instance, and Duocean takes a lot from it too. And again, just throwing on a taunt there for Crocodile, just to kind of get around any shenanigans. Speed is to outspeed max speed Golden Go, and HP is for a few calculations for -1 Ogerpon, having a few different spreads. And I didn't need loads of offense here, it's more the utility, the general Intimidate this Crocodile provides. The Terra Steel there, because I want to be able to Terra and resist ice and ground and frost. Yeah, water is a little bit trickier here, but you'll see I've got a little take for that. Okay, moving on to Gothitelle. So, bringing the trap here for week 1 makes a lot of sense. No attacks, which I'm really worried about, but I am Mental Hurt just in case the Torrent Drop comes out and limits my moves. I can still switch things around. It was not really a trick routine. It's just there in case Sierra goes with a Tailwind strategy, because she's got Tailwind on Corviknight and on Yanma, and probably a few other options too, that I would just like to punish, or be able to, with my own speed control. So let's get that into speed control. Fake out there for support, Protect of course, and Helping Hand to help the rest of the offensive threats that you can see here as well. And with Challenge Egg, yeah, I do have Perish on this team, so it makes sense. Hence why you've probably also seen that all of my Pokemon this week have Protect as well to make use of the story. Terra Dark just works out nice really defensively versus any like Ghost or Dark moves that want to hit Gothitelle, super effective. There's no well, there's Yanma, but I'm not really worried about bug offense. So, and the bulk is just generally there to survive some Golden Go Shadow Balls, and the rest is kind of up to defense. So, I didn't think I'd actually bring Pyro to any sort of match for this entire tournament, but here we are, with it in the builder. Pyro is being brought. So, I think if there's any week, it's this one, because with Fire and Normal, resists the 2 stab attacks from Golden Go. Obviously it's immune to Ghost from Houndstone's Last Respect, so it's trying to sweep Toad there. And it generally hits quite hard. So I did want to Fire move here, because I really want something to hit, at least super damage, otherwise I don't have anything. And it does hit it also on the slightly squishier special defensive side too. You see I've got a wide lens set because all my moves can miss, so I really want to thought about using Focus Sash here, but with the threat of like sand coming and that just getting chipped and doing nothing, I didn't see the point. And the main thing that's one hit KOing me here is Ogerpon Wellspring, which I will just try and avoid taking an attack from. Everything else, well, you could obviously theoretically give enough setup KO Viral, but hopefully it shouldn't be in too many scenarios where that happens, especially if I've got damage control like Snarl and Will-O-Wisp. So basically I'm bringing my own Arcanine. Now, a question you might have is like, well, how are you going to use this Pyroar with its fire moves when you're on a rain team? Well, let me show you. So, here's Politoed, and yeah, you notice it? Yep, don't have Drizzle. Week 1, decided not to bring Drizzle at all. And there's a couple of reasons for that. One, Pyroar. I did want something to protect. I did want to use fire moves. But 2, I'm not bringing like Ludicolo or Dreadnought, or like, you know, Thunderous, for instance, or something. So I didn't feel the need for rain there either. But also, when I was kind of fearing this matchup, I don't want to give the rain boost to Ogerpon. Like, rain boosted Ivy Coach was just do so much damage to my entire team, and I just didn't want Sierra to be taking advantage of that. So instead, we're going with Water Absorb Politoed. And so even when I Terra, I'm actually still immune to water types, as well as resisting ice, resisting grass, and a few other attacks. Obviously, I need to worry about Arcanine, but I'm hoping it doesn't come, basically. And so the moves are fairly self-explanatory. Just a kind of reliable water move that's also spread to get around Ogerpon's Follow Me, to maybe lower some accuracy, give myself a few kind of windows of opportunity. Perish Song to see as just an alternative mode. Helping Hand again to help the rest of the team do a lot of damage, and of course Protect. And just lots of defensive bulk, to be honest. HP gets to a point where it's quite efficient for Sandstorm chip damage, basically. So it's when you divide 191 by 16, you get, I think, 11.9-ish, which then is rounded down to 11. So you take 11 damage from each chip. Whereas if I had 192 HP, that's then 192 divided by 16 is exactly 12. And so I'd be taking 12 points of damage per sand chip. So it's quite efficient, which I really like. So there's the team. Ooh. Okay, let's do this. Ogerpon is water, of course. Goldengo Dragon, Houndstone Ghost, Lycanroc Ghost, Corviknight Dragon, and Hippowdon Steel. Okay, so it's largely what I've expected, actually, except no Glaceon, which I've prepared very, very hard for. Unfortunate. And unfortunately she brought full sand mode, and I didn't actually have a way to shut off the rain. Okay. Let's see how we do. I'm really thrown already by no Glaceon. It's been in my dreams for the last week. Okay. Nice Intimidating Lycanroc, so no Clear Amulets, and we get it on Goldengo too. So at least this is a good lead by me. Crocodile's looking very nice. So what was it? It's Goldengo Dragon. Okay, so there could in theory be a switch. Now I know Lycanroc does get fighting moves. Close combat, I think, being one of them, which shouldn't be KOing me. So Earthquake's looking really safe, honestly. Okay, just going on the offense there. Doing some good damage versus Sniper Rock. And outspeeding notably as well, which is interesting. So it's not max speed, which is really interesting. We get the Earthquake off, which is massive. Okay, excellent damage. And make it right. Right, that's a bit annoying. Interesting. That did a lot of damage. Life Orb, maybe? This goes down. Didn't see a Life Orb. Okay. I'm tempted to say that might honestly be Specs, given that damage, I think. Yeah, I'm tempted to say that's Specs, I think. Good to know. Specs? Question mark? Okay. I get it, Backstabber. Oh, I get it. This is where actually Trick Room could be handy for me. See. So, go for the Terror. So it'd be nice to get Trick Room up before Goblin Go comes back in, I suppose. Well, it sucks now that I've made myself weak to ground. Anyway, we'll see. So, Fake Out comes out. Sense. We're good to know that Spiky Shield is there, actually. Not a given. Get a Blade Rush off, doing a nice bit of damage there. Okay, look at the Sandstorm turns, it's going to be important here. So it should be, and then probably back Excalibur. Yep. And then obviously get the jump. Okay. So it's a fairly safe. Do you want a Trick Room? Uh-oh. No! Oh, I thought she might go for Gothel. And I also thought I might survive for some reason. No. Okay. And there's high horsepower. Okay. Which misses. Okay. Now, we're not allowed to forfeit in the Caster Cup, because differential makes a big difference. So, I don't want to reveal any of my other moves, even though I've, like, definitely lost. So, I'm just going to keep Trick Rooming. Right. We learned a lot. Sarah's Shredder card really looks like her, actually. That's pretty good. Okay. Into the next match. Game number 2. Game 1. You're just gaining lots of like information, aren't you, really? Come on. Like, it was probably the music, wasn't it? That was probably it. Changing that up. There we go. Of course. Is putting Ogapon on going to help Sierra or help me? Probably help Sierra. I think we're going to go with... Ooh, have I got a Legend of Hoenn? No, I don't. Let's go Terapagos. So. She brought some interesting Pokemon. I didn't reveal too many of my techs, I suppose, which is good. Crocodile was amazing. Thought of. It's Terra Steel, so actually going for the Terra maybe helps there. Especially if Make It Rain is locked into. Crocodile, which was obviously quite useless in the end. But overall, it's a very fast team. Is there potential for Pyro here? But maybe. Maybe. Let's go Krooky Dookie. And Goth. And Politoed. Let's go full... Yeah. Full Perish mode. Your classic Perish. Crocodile's kind of an Incineroar, isn't it? It's Dark type, it's got Intimidate. Got some Fake Out. Okay, so... Lycanroc is locked in, most likely. That same double up will not KO me if I go for the knockoff instead into Golden Go. By helping a hand, it might just KO. Did you hear it ghost him? No, it's not. Okay, that's something at least. So, at least I didn't overcommit there. Make out Lycanroc, potentially break a Focus Sash, no Cloak. Yep, definitely Specs. Make it right, nice. That's not great. Really isn't. If I could somehow survive and get this off, it would be amazing. If not, I think we're doomed. Come on, Politoed. There's Rock Slide. Okay, no. It probably needs to miss for me to live that, honestly. So, it's fine. Okay, well, Golden Go is very weak, I guess. Something's through. I'm trying to think if there any way. Like, Golden Go wants to switch out here for sure. see lots of defensive play this turn. One of those switches. Hopefully Lycan Rock doesn't do too much this turn. Valen going in, okay. Nice bit of sand. This goes to that thing. That's unfortunate. I mean, like, it wasn't looking great, obviously. Muddy Water double connects, though. Double accuracy drop? No. Okay. Yeah, okay, this hasn't gone quite to plan. Oh dear. Right. Definitely don't want to perish right now. They've terrored already. Okay, Quiz Combat goes to there. Politoed outspeeds. That's good. Another opportunity for a cheeky accuracy drop. Accuracy drop. Nope. Okay. That's alright. Okay. We class up in the sand at the moment. So it's probably Ogerpon and Golden Go. Left. Not a 4-0. Yeah, I got you, Sierra. Not a 4-0. Right, Ogerpon. I can't touch this thing. At all. To be honest. So, what do we do here? Ivy Cudgel's fairly safe into Krookodile. I literally can't see a way. So we play for differential. So we Muddy Water. And we hope that Sierra goes for a grass move, maybe. Go on, Krug. Terra Steel. Oh, she does go for Horn Leech. Oh, what's Covert Cloak keep out on? Interesting. So yeah, if I targeted Ogerpon obviously there that turn, it would have like healed up all the damage. So now at least there's some sort of position where I can like perish some. But here we still have Politoed, not even terrored. Weak to a Horn Leech. So we've already done for 2 versus 2, which is something. So now I have to perish some. And I don't know what I need to hope for here. I'm trying to find this power now. Knockoff crit into Golden Go. Even that I don't actually think it's going to KO, because that was a knockoff with an item on. So actually that's going to do even less. So let's do a protect. Yeah, see if your Horn Leech is quite open. Oh, that's fine. That's alright. That's okay. Yeah, it's a shame I wasn't able to kind of pull off too much. Honestly, actually, Lycan Rock I did not expect. Like, it did not have that in prep at all. And actually, that rock pressure was actually pretty huge, which I didn't really expect. Which made Pyro a little bit unbringable. and Bax and Thunderous taking so much spread damage from that was pretty intense. So, yeah. Well played from Sierra, honestly. Like, really, really good bring. Like, she knew the plan. So, come on, last ditch perish. Let me get the perish on. Oh. Alright, GG's to Sierra. Well played. Yeah, I think back to the builder, I think, for that one. I wish I'd bought Pyroar as well. Pyroar would have been cool. Not good, but cool. So, and not a third game to kind of rectify that with either. So yeah, GG's Sierra. Thanks very much for watching. If for some reason you like this, please like it. And consider subscribing. There'll be plenty of other matches coming out for the rest of the season of the VGC Casters Cup. And until week 2, bye for now.